Disney California Adventure's Hollywood Land has had a long and troubled history, since it was originally conceived in the 1990s to its eventual creation in the 2000s, and the many attempts to fix this land. Still, it is one of the weakest lands at DCA. This is the Distory of Hollywood Land.
Further ahead, Baby Herman's runaway buggy ride through a whole new area in the park, Hollywood Land, where park guests will appear in classic films of yesterday and television of tomorrow.
On May 1st, 1989, Disney's MGM Studios opened in Walt Disney World, and it was a huge success. On January 9th, 1990, Michael Eisner announced the Disney Decade, a detailed list of what was coming to the Disneyland Resort over the next 10 years, including new attractions and a second gate. One of these announcements was Hollywood Land, which was set to open in Disneyland in 1999, to the east of Main Street, USA. The land was to be a mini replica of MGM Studios, and would have featured 4 attractions according to press releases, although details on these attractions are scarce. Whilst Hollywood Land was in development for Disneyland, Roger Rabbit's Hollywood was being developed for MGM Studios as a subsection of the newly announced Sunset Boulevard. 2 of the attractions announced for Roger Rabbit's Hollywood was also planned for Hollywood Land. Baby Herman's runaway buggy ride was a dark ride where guests would act as stunt doubles for Baby Herman, travelling through the halls of St. Nowhere Hospital. The other attraction was the Toontown Transit, a simulator attraction with a wraparound screen where guests would board Gus the Bus and end up on a madcap dash through Toontown on the way to an audition. Another attraction planned for Disneyland's Hollywood Land was a clone of MGM Studios' Great Movie Ride. The 4th attraction planned for Disneyland's Hollywood Land is unknown, although the plan for Hollywood Land shared by former Imagineer Jim Scholl does show a version of a red cart trolley. By May 21st, 1991, Disney had officially announced their altered plans for the Disney Decade, including the removal of Hollywood Land from their plans. This was said to be due to it being unworkable to having construction on Westcott outside of the park at the same time as construction in the park in Hollywood Land. Ironically, it was the cancellation of Westcott that would revive the concept of Hollywood Land. On July 18, 1996, Disney California Adventure was officially announced to be opening at the second gate at the Disneyland Resort. One of the lands at this new theme park was to be Hollywood, featuring an attraction themed to Disney animation, a superstar limousine ride, a 2,000-seat Broadway-style theatre, and a replica of an ABC studio tour. By the time DCA opened in 2001, the studio tour had been cut from the plans, whilst the animation attraction no longer featured Mickey's sorcerer's hat.
You knucklehead, they could be anywhere by now.
There they are. They're heading towards the Hollywood Pictures backlot.
I should have known. Actors. Come on.
On February 8, 2001, Disney's California Adventure opened, featuring the Hollywood Pictures backlot, which was a dead end. Guests would pass under a movie set gate featuring 2 Babylonian elephants to enter the land, before finding themselves on a Hollywood set of Hollywood, complete with fake facades. The first highlight guests would come across was the ABC Soap Opera Bistro, a themed restaurant where guests could dine within the worlds of their favourite soap operas, including actors performing as soap opera characters. Next, guests could find the Animation Building, containing interactive exhibits on animation and the Animation Academy. At the end of this street, guests would find the Hyperion Theatre, a 2,000-seat Broadway-style theatre which was hidden behind a sky facade. When the park opened, the Hyperion Theatre hosted the show Steps in Time, a musical about a brother learning to treat his younger brother with respect thanks to a fairy godmother and contemporary versions of classic Disney songs. Turning left at the Hyperion Theatre, guests would find Muppet Vision 3D, a replica of the 1991 MGM Studios 3D show. Finally, the main attraction of Hollywood Pictures backlot could be found, Superstar Limo was a dark ride taking guests on a journey through a caricatured version of Hollywood, including spotting animatronics of celebrities Disney was working with at the time. When DCA opened in 2001, it received a lot of criticism, particularly regarding the Hollywood section of the park. To add capacity to the park, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Play It opened next to Superstar Limo on September 14, 2001, an interactive show where guests could participate in a version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, being given the opportunity to win a Disney cruise if they reached the final question. After several negative reviews, Steps in Time closed on October 14, 2001, being replaced on November 22nd by The Powers of Blast, a condensed version of a musical Blast. On January 11, 2002, Superstar Limo closed due to negative guest feedback, with it being decided that the park would be better received to have Superstar Limo closed rather than open. Whilst The Power of Blast was popular with guests, it would end up closing on September 2, 2002, due to licensing rights to use the Blast musical in the Disney parks. Another Hollywood Pictures backlot offering would also close in 2002, the ABC soap opera Bistro. As interest in soap operas had begun to decline in 2002, the restaurant was no longer receiving the same attendance as when it first opened, closing on November 3, 2002. Whilst a lot of attractions in Hollywood Pictures backlot were closing, there were plans to improve the area of the park. On January 16, 2003, Aladdin, a musical spectacular, debuted at the Hyperion Theatre and became a hit show for DCA, lasting 13 years. The former location of the ABC soap opera Bistro was converted into Disney Junior Live on Stage, a stage show featuring Disney Junior characters aimed at preschool children, which opened on 11th of April 2003. Announced on February 8, 2002 as part of the park's first expansion, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror opened on May 5, 2004, a version of the MGM Studios Drop Tower attraction. On August 20, 2004, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Play It closed, with the show building remaining empty apart from the occasional seasonal event. Whilst one show building closed, another reopened on January 23, 2006, when Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue opened, in place of Superstar Limo. Whilst a dark ride based on Monsters Inc. didn't fit the Hollywood theme, it did provide a new family-friendly dark ride for the theme park. On June 15, 2012, Disney California Adventure was rededicated after a $1.1 billion investment. Part of the park's refurbishment saw Hollywood Pictures backlot renamed to Hollywood Land and the removal of the movie studio's gate entrance. This allowed the red car trolley to open, taking guests from Buena Vista Street to the Tower of Terror. A few years later, on November 1, 2014, Muppet Vision 3D closed to become the Sunset Showcase Theatre, showing sneak peeks of upcoming Disney films. In 2016, the Hyperion Theatre saw an update when Aladdin, a musical spectacular, closed on January 10th to be replaced by Frozen live at the Hyperion on May 27th, to capitalise on the recent success of Frozen. In July 2016, it was announced that the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror was to close on January 3, 2017, to be replaced by Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, designed specifically to add a Marvel attraction to the Disneyland Resort. By April 26, 2019, Mickey's PhilharMagic opened in the Sunset Showcase Theatre, a clone of the 2003 Magic Kingdom 3D show. Following the 2020 park closure, Frozen Live at the Hyperion officially closed on March 12, 2020, and failed to reopen once the parks reopened in 2021. With the opening of Avengers Campus on June 4, 2021, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout became a part of Avengers Campus, meaning Hollywood Land no longer had its main attraction. The Hyperion Theatre has also remained empty apart from a limited run of Rogers the Musical between June 30th and August 31st, 2023. The current iteration of Hollywood Land is in as sad a state as when Disney California Adventure first opened. The land only has 4 operating attractions, including the Disney Junior Dance Party, the Animation Building, Mickey's PhilharMagic, and Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the rescue, with only the animation building fitting the Hollywood theme. The former location of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Play It and the Hyperion Theatre continue to sit vacant, making them prime real estate for future expansion and additions to the park. With the announcement of an Avatar experience coming to the Disneyland Resort and the approval of Disneyland Forward, Hollywood Land could be facing extinction. But do you want to see Hollywood Land updated or replaced at Disney California Adventure? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below on what you want to see next on the Distory channel.